for the whole month. So he said in the last few days of the month, the three of them sit in the same room so they can decide who needs the insulin that's left the most.
This is
awful. This is in America. This is wrong, and especially on insulin. Insulin's been around for over 100 years. It should be available. We should be doing this generic.
Biden even said, "I'm confident we can get the Build Back Better bill into law." And now, everybody, here's the breaking news about the fourth stimulus check of $1,400. Republicans and Democrats have fought hard over the issue of stimulus checks after passing the first one. But some Americans will be able to claim additional money when they file their taxes, and they could be eligible for the full $1,400 payment. One way people could be eligible for a full $1,400 is if they had a child in 2021. Now, I know many of you are wondering how this is possible. Well, it's because of the 2021 Economic Impact Payment. And that was based on a person's 2020 or 2019 return, so any eligible dependent that came to the family last year would not have been included in the payment amount. And those who have a child who qualifies for the Recovery Pay credit then know this: you can claim the dependent when they file the 2021 tax return this year. Unlike the first two rounds of payments, which limited dependent eligibility to just children, the third stimulus check made accommodations for dependents of all ages. So a person who adds a parent or grandparent or another eligible dependent to their household could be eligible for a $1,400 payment, folks. Just remember that. And if a person didn't add a dependent to their family in 2021, then they may be able to claim some of the money via the Recovery Pay credit on their 2021 tax return. Anyone who thinks they may be eligible for more money than they received should pay close attention when filing the taxes this year, as will be the last chance to receive the funds. I believe that President Biden must do something about the stimulus checks, and he should do a better job in sending them out. And if you guys agree with me, then tell me in the comments down below and say I agree. Folks, we got some breaking news about the fourth stimulus check, and of course, Social Security news in this video. So you want to continue watching this video to find out the latest stimulus news. Everybody, it's official. Up to $4,000 in new stimulus money is going to be given out to people who are qualified for the stimulus payment. Remember, if you qualify for this, you could be getting $4 grand. So here's some good news. The government has announced that millions of dollars are available to help people who missed out on receiving any federal stimulus checks in 2021. The one-time payment is part of the excluded New Jerseyans Fund. New Jersey's governor set aside $40 million in federal money to be used to help families who did not qualify for the economic stimulus checks that the federal government sent out last year. The money will especially be helpful to workers in the state of New Jersey. Many were essential workers like janitors and kitchen staff who lost jobs during lockdown. And everybody, according to state officials, a one-time direct cash benefit. This means a household can receive $4,000. It's pretty much something that everybody wants to see. More stimulus payments going to those in need. Who exactly is eligible to receive this additional relief? Well, you do have to take action to claim this extra stimulus money. The application deadline has been extended from last year. However, applications may close sooner if funds are exhausted before the deadline. If your application is approved to receive this relief money, then you will have to decide whether you want to receive the payment through paper check or direct deposit. The one-time benefit will be delivered 2 or 3 weeks after your application is approved. And I think it's really great that more relief is finally going out to the people in need. I know right now it can be a very tough time for many Americans, and with the crisis still ongoing, it is clear that another round of stimulus checks, all of us, should be approved.
Imports up over 20% in 2021 over 2020. To me, it makes no sense at all for us to rely on energy from a country that is actively engaging in acts of war against a freedom-seeking democracy in Ukraine, when we are blessed with an abundant energy resources right here in America. There's no reason why the United States should not be totally energy independent, or at the very least trading with our allies where we need to. This is the only way to ensure our energy security. It is hypocritical for us to ask others to do what we can do for ourselves. And that's asking the OPEC plus, if you will, when it comes to producing energy that we and our allies need. It's time for the administration to take a strong action to unleash American energy, up to and including banning Russian oil imports at a time when they are attacking our allies. Our oil and gas industry partners also need to come to the table and do the right thing for our country and the consumers that rely on their product. We are going to continue talking about these issues in the coming days and weeks because energy security and energy independence must be top of mind for all of us. But for today, our hearing will focus on 7 energy bills, 5 of which are bipartisan. Our agenda is short today, in large part because we did a lot of good work earlier in this Congress, and many of my colleagues' bills were included in whole or in part in the bipartisan infrastructure bill. The bills on the agenda today pertain to advancing the Department of Energy's cutting-edge research and development programs and infrastructure, as well as relating to managing Department of Energy funds, functions, and authorities. I'd like to thank my colleague, Senator Barrasso, for working with me on two of these bills, the DOE Science for the Future Act, together with Senators Durbin and Blackburn, and also the Fission for the Future Act. The DOE Science for the Future Act authorizes fundamental research and development activities performed by scientists at the Department of Energy, the national labs, universities, and private companies to advance our understanding of the atom, the cell, the Earth system, and the universe. These scientific endeavors involve the most advanced scientific instruments in the world, from the fastest computers to the brightest light sources, and so much more. The Office Science is a critical piece of the United States' ability to advance human knowledge of the sciences, and in carrying out the mission, it advances a critical and ultimately nonpartisan aspect of our society. We also expanded the ways the DOE's established program to stimulate competitive research, or EPSCoR, for short, can support universities in states like mine, West Virginia, and Wyoming, and New Mexico, and many others, to boost our competitive research capabilities everywhere, not just in elite schools. West Virginia is one of 24 EPSCoR states, most of which are represented on this committee, where EPSCoR funds have been critical for advancing fundamental university research, including at our own West Virginia University. The House included their version of an Office of Science reauthorization in the America Competes bill, and we look forward to working out any differences there might be in conference soon so that the China package can get to the President's desk. The House bill also included Senator Lujan's bill, which is on our agenda today, to fund deferred maintenance, infrastructure needs, and updates for our national labs. I appreciate Senator Lujan's leadership on the national labs and his partnership in ensuring they are treated as the crown jewels that they are of our nation's research and innovation ecosystem. I would also like to bring attention to the Fission for the Future Act, which Ranking Member Barrasso and I introduced in December. The bill directs the Secretary to work with communities with retiring or retired fossil generation facilities to determine the feasibility of constructing advanced nuclear power plants. This bill is an important building block to assist in the economic revitalization of communities, providing reliable baseload electricity and opportunities to attract industry to produce advanced materials, hydrogen, and other non-electric applications. Less than a month ago, my home state of West Virginia finally repealed the state ban on nuclear power. I strongly supported this move, in part because of the energy transition has begun over the last few decades and continues